Kanye believes that all his fame and fortune was due to himself, but his success was actually built off the back of women. So today, we're going to discuss how Kanye West uses feminine energy to fuel his career.
People always say that Kim wouldn't be Kim without Kanye, but we want to argue, would Kanye even be Kanye without Kim? No one is unpacking that Kanye doesn't seem to know how to promote a damn thing without a woman.
This man literally needs a woman right next to him, so what's good? When's the last time we've seen a woman not next to him?
That's an even better question. Drop me that time frame, what year, in the comments.
Probably when he was like a producer, but even then he had girlfriends, so like.
Kim was the blueprint for his fashion and image evolution.
Kim was very much his muse and marketing tool. So in 2012, when they started dating, he pretty much restyled her throughout all her clothes. I remember that episode. I was in shock back in the day because I've never seen a man do that before. So he threw out her clothes and pretty much gave her a whole new wardrobe. And that pretty much made people think, oh my God, we can take him seriously as a fashion guy.
Now see, the thing is, because it made us take him seriously, you guys decided that the credit was now all his. Like, wow, Kim, he made you have an identity. Did he? Or was he preparing his plan from the beginning? Because right after he switched all of her outfits and gave her this new fashion identity, Kim became the walking billboard for Yeezy. Think about it. Back then, her presence at every Yeezy show, her head-to-toe Yeezy outfits, her sheer influence helped make Yeezy a household name. She essentially became the face of his brand. There's no Yeezy without Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, and she pretty much promoted him on all her platforms, and we know she is one of the biggest known household names in the world, her and her family. So imagine how much marketing that alone was, just being featured on her show and Instagram.
Kanye is a mastermind, and women are a key instrument in his plan.
Kanye also used her as a muse in his music. Think about Bound 2 when he used her in his music video, and also I think Way Too Cold, what he did that feature with DJ Khaled, and he even did a verse about her in that song. So like that caused a lot of media attention, gaining him attention as well with his music.
But I will say Bound 2 was one of the biggest shock value moments in Kanye's career. Everyone can attest to that.
Remember when the Ye album came out? Like the anticipation, she made all her sisters wear his merch. That made people want to own it. I even wanted to own his stuff. Like she wore all the Yeezys like we said before, but like it was also in promotion for his album.
So to all the people who constantly look at Kim and tell her that she should thank Kanye for her career, I think that's a very crazy statement. Because if anyone should be thanking anybody, it's him.
He knew very well that women are a status symbol, and that's exactly what Kim was. She elevated him. Did you know, we all know this, he was in debt, she got him out of debt. He became a billionaire. Because of who?
Kim Kardashian. Because of what? Feminine energy. Because he could not have done this with himself or with men. If it wasn't Kim, it was gonna be another woman. That's what you guys need to understand. That's how much you add value to a man's life. Just saying.
Not only is he a harvester, he also does not like women. So he loves to just use and dispose. That's his thing. So he will not be very nice. He will treat you like trash once he's done. Now you're garbage. That's how he sees it. So he's done a lot of things that are very bad, especially with Kim. He's publicly disrespected her, undermined her, made her seem like she's inadequate as a parent. He's done a lot of negative things post being together with her.
He has a pattern of doing this. Think back to when Kanye was with Amber Rose. Kim Kardashian is not the first woman who gave Kanye status. Before you guys even knew who Kanye West was, you only recognized him through social media because he was with Amber Rose and he seemed edgy and cool. When it was the college dropout era, yes, of course you recognized him for his music, but were you like checking for Kanye West?
Yeah, Kanye wasn't really as known as much. He was more in behind the scenes producing music for other rappers, and like he had his own thing, but he was more niche compared to what he is today.
Also, please take in how in 2009, his relationship with Amber Rose was heavily publicized. It was everywhere. And I don't think that's a mistake. There's a reason. I think Kanye sets these things up. For him and Amber,
100%.
they're in every magazine. They were the talk of the town. And you know, at the VMAs, when she was wearing her sheer bodysuit, when he was drunk with his Hennessy bottle, doing his little Taylor Swift ghetto thing he did.
He got real ghetto.
So paparazzi photos of him and Amber were flooding the media, and it was basically giving him this bad boy edge.
Look at his girlfriend. Look at that outfit. Plural? Yeah, I think so.
It was just giving him some sort of status. He has always got some sort of status because of the woman that was standing beside him. That's the tea.
He knew, like, this girl is completely opposite to what you would expect me to be with. And everyone's looking at, like, who is this bald, light-skinned woman?
And she's a stripper.
And she's a stripper. It's like, you came off as this preppy, Louis Vuitton, like, loving rapper, and then you're doing a complete shift. It's edgy. It's a little bit darker.
And to top it off, people don't give Amber Rose enough credit. She opened the door for Kanye to be with her in rooms that involved fashion. So interesting fact.
So people actually start taking him seriously because of her. People always get that messed up. Because
no one brings that up.
Yeah.
Also, after his breakup with her, he still used the feminine essence of Amber to create more work. He made Dark Twisted Fantasy. He had songs about her. Amber was on talk shows saying how she was the muse for his album. She said this in 2012.
Yep.
And then what happened? Later on, like we said, he disregards you, throws you in the trash, acts like you had nothing to do with anything, gets on the radio talking about no woman would want to be with him after he was with Amber. He had to take 30 showers to get with Kim, because basically insinuating that Amber is a dirty hoe.
So after Kim, Kanye moved on to his next victim, and that was Bianca Censori.
Kim K 2.0.
She was just this regular Aussie girl who was very educated. I think got an
architectural design degree. That's how she actually got hired at Yeezy. She was working for him doing that. She's from a humble family who was very private. And now look.
Once she got with Kanye, her whole style completely changed from girl next door to very promiscuous. Very
edgy.
Yes. Edgy, promiscuous, confusing, alarming. These are the emotions I also went through every time I saw a photo, because baby girl is naked. I know what she looks like. Most of the outfits she wears is super hypersexualized, and there's clearly a trend of you kind of are wanting to sell what you own, what you think you own, because you think you own women, and you're trying to put them on display to shine light on you.
And a perfect example of him doing that is when he was with Julia Fox. And it was a short time period, but he literally cannot function without feminine energy at his side. That's proof, because before he had access to Bianca, even for his little temporary singleness, he was like, oh my God, how am I going to be relevant? Julia Fox.
Like, think about how random that was. Like, I was really confused. She is so random compared to the group of women that are his type. Where did this come from? He very much uses his, crazy, erratic personality as a marketing scheme.
And he uses embarrassing women and getting shock value and making us be like, why are you putting your wife on display? Why are you putting her on the Grammys naked? Why are you doing that? And he lives for it, because now what? Bianca is the most searched Googled person in the world. He's posting it over and over again. Look at that. I got my wife as the most Googled person in the world. Ha ha ha.
Another huge point, as we mentioned before about Kim. Kim is such a huge role of how big he's gotten today. And without her, he needed a woman who has some kind of influence. So he had to build from the ground up with Bianca, because no one knew who she was. Like we said, she's just a girl from next door from Australia.
And all his previous harvesting victims they
have some kind of notoriety. It's either a model or something. This time he had to build from the ground up. So that's why he slowly was rolling her out. He was doing a rollout with her.
And I want you guys to know the reason he did that is because Kim tarnished his public image in regards to other women. Like, I feel like women in the industry are not interested in being Kanye's girl ever since the breakup with Kim. And especially on the show, how she showcased how crazy he was. Therefore, he couldn't go to another industry girl.
He knew he had to meet with someone who doesn't really know him, and also just thinks he's this famous, really smart guy.
Exactly, because Julia Fox said as soon as Kanye started tweeting crazy, she was like, oh, I'm breaking up with him. See, that doesn't work for him. He needs someone that's gonna think he's super cool, on top of the world, and he can have more control. I think it shocked Kanye to his core that Kim even left him because his narcissism is so strong and he truly believes he owns these women. That was like that rocked his world mentally. The other day, he shut down all of the street of LA to make Bianca walk out in his clothes from his line so they could get photos of her. Basically trying to recreate the Kim K storyline. He literally just looks for a new vessel and tries to recreate the same format.
Yeah.
So that's why
he's just like, it's like buying a new car after all the car is done. Like, he just sees Bianca as that, guys.
Basically, today we wanted to shine a spotlight that Kanye would not be where he is today without harvesting off the back of other women and using their energy. Not where you are today. You would still be a rapper, you would still be good. But would you be as relevant and have scaled your businesses in the way you were able to if it weren't for those women?
Absolutely not. I do not believe so. Sorry.
And if you disagree or agree, we would love to hear your take. We're open to discussion. But if you enjoyed this conversation, make sure you like,
comment,
share,
and subscribe
to the Remy Diaries, aka Remy TV, your favorite YouTube streaming network, where you'll never want to change the channel. Bye.